Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a viewer requested topic requested by David Eugenia, and he wants to know, he says, Trev, who would really win between Abraham and Rick? Let's do it. Walking Dead Death Battle. The secret kata. So yes, it's been a while since I've done a versus matchup type of video, but I enjoy doing them. I've been doing them for years, and I've got quite a few. I mean, I've got maybe at least a few dozen, let's say, in the channel. So if you guys are interested in seeing any versus matchups, check them out. They're in the channel. This one makes sense. Great video suggestion, by the way. Thank you, David. Just because, of course, we just saw them kind of face off, so to speak. You know, somebody hold me back, as Glenn's getting in between when, you know, Rick's coming at Abraham, takes his stuff off, gives him the stank eye and ready to go at it, right? So, you know, it makes sense. It's a good discussion topic. Who would win versus matchup? Who would really win? Let's break it down. So, spoilers, by the way, for The Walking Dead episode 3, season 5. If you haven't seen it, the two, you know, they get in a little face-off type scenario. Rick wants them to stay and help him face off against the hunters. He feels that they can take him. It shouldn't be too much trouble. And Abraham really just wants to get the hell out of there. He's too scared of these people at this point after seeing what they were doing at Terminus. He doesn't feel confident. He wants to stay around. He wants to get Eugene out of there and run, and hoping that possibly the zombie apocalypse world will make it so that the hunters are not able to track or trace them or able to find them, which makes sense. It does make a lot of sense, but you know, Rick's got the baby with him and stuff. You know, it's going to be tough. Of course, Daryl and Carol are gone. He doesn't want to leave without them because, you know, Daryl is, as he said, like a brother to him. So at this point in time, you know, that's his immediate, things that he cares about. In terms of getting Eugene to Washington, what's going to happen with that? You know, it makes sense the groups would split up. Abraham would have his reasons, and Rick would have his reasons. So the two almost threw down. Now, we may see them at some point in time still do so. Now, the groups, of course, are separated right now, but we don't know how long that's going to last. It could be a couple seasons. It could be a couple episodes, or even one episode. Because who knows how far the bus is going to get, and Abraham and the others are actually going to get without Rick and all the rest of the group. They may even have to circle back or something. But if the groups are to recombine, I think it makes sense that we would see some kind of, you know, struggle for power, a Shane-Rick type situation between the two. So who would win? Let's look at this. Okay, so first of all, in terms of size, obviously Abraham is huge. He has a big size advantage on Rick. I don't know what Michael Cudlitz weighs. I think it's about 220, 230, something like that, 6 foot something. He's obviously got the size advantage on Rick, got the weight. But as we got to see against Joe's group, Rick is pretty crazy at this point in time. You know, he's a biter. He's a biter. He's probably, I mean, you know, of course he's a police officer. He's had training in that. He's been involved in a lot of scuffs at this point in time. He's fought against the governor. He's fought against Shane. He's been in a lot of close range type fights. So, it depends on the circumstances of how this would go down. It looks to me like Rick probably wouldn't use a knife or a gun. He'd probably just fight him man to man and see what happens. Also, of course, we saw him against Tyrese as well too. So he's got a lot of experience at this point in terms of post-zombie apocalypse fist fights. So in terms of him against Abraham, I mean, I think Abraham would try to use his size, use his weight as an advantage, maybe throw some haymakers, maybe put his weight on Rick, try to wrestle him, throw him around a bit, this type of thing. It makes sense because he's a big guy, and you know, if you've got weight and strength on somebody, a lot of size, it's a great idea to wrestle them if you know what you're doing. It's a huge advantage. It's hard to counter that if someone's got a lot of muscle on you and just strength overall. So in terms of this type of situation, though, it's not just a wrestling match. I mean, you know, and I'm talking real wrestling here. I'm not talking fake wrestling, right? I'm talking real. You guys understand that, right? Not pro wrestling, right? Okay, great. Not nothing against pro wrestling here, but we're talking about real if this was to go down, right? That said, you know, if he grabbed Rick or something like that, you got to watch out for those teeth, man. Rick has got some strong ass teeth. When he bit into Joe and he ripped the dude's flesh out. Like, that was it. That was a one-hit kill right there. So, and also Rick's just got that. He's got that fire inside of him. He's got that will. He's got that drive. He's got Judith in his mind. He's got the others to protect, and he's thinking of all these things as he's going. He might just bite him in the face or something. I don't even know what would happen. He would just go crazy on him. I don't know. So, no holds barred. I would have to go with Rick in this situation, even though Abraham's bigger. And if this was like a wrestling match, yeah, you got to go with Abraham, I think, in terms of that, or something that had rules. But Rick will not fight him fair. Rick will eye gouge. He will bite. He will do whatever he needs to do at this point. And actually, too, if you don't know about this, biting is actually illegal in pretty much every martial art you want to think of, be it mixed martial arts, wrestling, whatever, because it's actually so devastating that it will rip the person's flesh. Like, it will rip. Like, if you were crazy enough to do what Rick did against Joe, if you were actually crazy enough to do that without, like, shut your brain off and just go for it, and just do it. Self-defense, by the way. This isn't a bad lesson to know, but if you did actually bite somebody, the human jaw is really, really strong. As long as your teeth are healthy, you don't have any teeth that are falling out or anything. You see your dentist. Go to the dentist, kids. If you ever need to defend yourself, you gotta. Okay, so when people actually bite somebody, it is very, very damaging. No kidding about it. It's something to really watch out for in street fights and that type of thing, because it's really bad. But I kind of look at it as like Rick has like flipped that switch where Abraham hasn't, where if it comes down to it, Rick will just go for broke all the way and not stop and not hesitate. And he's going to have better cardio than Abraham, because of course he's lighter than him. He's in better shape in terms of muscle mass. Does make you tired, even if you have like just healthy muscle mass. Using it uses a lot of oxygen, uses a lot of blood, and you can quickly get gassed if you're a huge guy like that. If you don't finish, a smaller guy quickly, can happen. So in this one, I'm going to have to go with Rick. Yes, I'll admit I'm a little bit biased. He's obviously an amazing character, and Abraham, the TV show, has just kind of been an asshole so far. However, if you think Abraham will win this one, nothing against it. I mean, it totally makes sense too. He's bigger, and he's going to hit harder. Obviously, he's stronger. He's going to have more weight. But I just got to go with Rick. I got to go with Rick. That's what I'm saying. I got to go with Rick. Anyway, let me know who you guys would pick between the two. Who you think would win? Rick versus Abraham, death battle versus matchup. Who you got? Anyway, let me know what you guys think about that right in the comments below. If you want to help support the channel, please thumb it up. Do it for me. If you're new to the channel, you want to subscribe, it's a good idea. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. Go ahead and click the subscribe. And yeah, that's it for this one, guys. See you tomorrow for the next video. As always, it's Trev. Saying peace.